Mike, tell me this isn't what it looks like. Maya, I can explain. Maya, explain? In a hotel with her? It's not serious, Maya. It meant nothing. One door opened and her marriage ended. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more shocking stories. The rain hit the Lagos streets like angry fists. Outside, the city's neon lights blurred into streaks of gold and red. The hum of traffic was constant, but inside the hotel, another sound dominated, a sharp, choking gasp. Maya's voice cut through the room like a knife. Maya, Mike, what is this? Mike froze mid-motion, shirt half off, his eyes wide and guilty. On the bed beside him, a woman who could only be called Trouble, lean, beautiful, with a smile that didn't belong, looked just as startled. Mike. Maya? It's not what it looks like. Not what it looks like. Mike, you're in a hotel room with her. Her voice cracked, trembling between rage and heartbreak. The mistress, sensing the tension, tried to speak. Mistress. Maya, don't you dare talk to me. You think I don't know what's happening right now? Mike's hands shook. He had never seen Maya like this. Fury and pain mixed into a storm. Mike, Maya, please, we can talk. Talk? You expect me to talk while you lie with her? After everything we built? A vase on the table trembled, knocking over a few glasses. Maya's stare was cold, icy, unyielding. She took a step forward. Get out, both of you, now. I want you out of this room before I do something I'll regret. The mistress hesitated, fear in her eyes, and then hurriedly grabbed her bag. Mike followed, silent, knowing he had crossed an invisible line he could never uncross. Maya stood alone in the middle of the suite. Her hands shook, not from fear, but from the fury of betrayal. Maya, with self, after all these years, you chose her? Emotional underpinning. Maya's shock isn't just anger, it's betrayal at the core. Mike's guilt and inability to defend himself highlight the depth of his infidelity. The mistress serves as the immediate symbol of betrayal, but the real story will focus on Maya's journey from heartbreak to revenge. Absolutely. This part will deepen the drama in Lagos, keeping it cinematic and emotionally charged. The streets of Lagos were alive with neon reflections on wet asphalt, the city's chaos outside the hotel contrasting with the storm inside Maya's heart. She walked down the corridor, her heels clicking like gunshots against the marble floor. Each step was deliberate, a countdown to confrontation. Mike had followed her, hoping for words of forgiveness. He was wrong. Mike. Maya, I can explain. Maya, cutting him off, voice cold as ice. Explain? Explain how you've been lying to me for months? Explain how you've been sneaking behind my back. Mike swallowed, realizing no plea would save him this time. Mike, it's not what you think. I mean, it is. But Maya, it is exactly what I think, Mike. Don't try to twist it. I saw everything. The hotel, the room, her. Don't tell me how it wasn't real. The tension drew attention from the nearby hotel staff and guests, their murmurs filling the hallway. Maya didn't care. She needed him to feel the weight of betrayal. Do you know what this is? This is years of trust flushed down the toilet. Do you understand what you've done? Maya, please, I made a mistake. A mistake? A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. What you did is destroying everything we built. You destroyed us. Her eyes were wet, but her voice was steady. Rage and heartbreak had fused into something sharp, dangerous. Maya leaning closer, voice low and threatening. And you will pay for this. Every lie, every kiss, every second you thought you could hide from me. Mike flinched, suddenly realizing that Maya was not the woman who would cry and forgive. The storm inside her was just beginning. The mistress who had followed to the hallway to apologize, or maybe to mock, saw Maya's face. Her confident mask cracked under the fury of a woman betrayed. Mistress, Maya, I didn't know. Maya, I don't want to hear it. Leave. Both of you, before I make sure neither of you forgets this moment for the rest of your lives. As they fled down the hallway, Maya's mind raced. She wasn't thinking about forgiveness. She wasn't thinking about tears. She was planning. Maya pulled out her phone and dialed a number she had saved but never needed, until now. Maya, it's time to make things right. It's time they feel what I've felt. The rain outside continued to beat against the hotel windows, matching the storm inside her heart. Betrayal had a face, and it was staring back at her now through the reflection in the mirror. Beautiful, dark-skinned, angry, and unstoppable. Emotional undercurrents. Maya transitions from shock to anger, showing she is no longer the woman to be pitied. Mike's panic highlights the power reversal. The mistress is sidelined, symbolizing temporary power for the betrayer, but ultimate irrelevance. The stage is set for Maya's revenge, a plan that will unfold in the coming parts. The city of Lagos never slept, but Maya's mind had become a machine of sleepless scheming. After the hotel confrontation, she returned home to their shared apartment, her steps silent, her breathing controlled. She didn't cry, she didn't scream, she planned. Sitting in the living room, the rain still drumming against the windows, Maya opened her laptop. Her eyes scanned Mike's digital footprint, emails, social media, and bank transfers. Every secret, every lie, every hidden rendezvous would be weaponized. She smiled faintly. This wasn't about revenge alone, it was about justice. Suddenly, Mike arrived, his face a mask of guilt and desperation. Mike, Maya, I know you're angry, but please, let's talk. We can fix this. I can explain. Maya, but deadly. Fix this, Mike. You think talking can undo what you've done? You think words can erase betrayal? Mike faltered. He had never seen this side of Maya. Calm, controlled, but dangerous. Maya, I've decided something. You're going to see the consequences of your choices. Starting tonight. Maya, please, don't. Don't try to stop me. You brought this on yourself. Before he could speak, Maya picked up her phone. I'm calling someone you don't know, someone who will make sure your mistress knows exactly who she's dealing with, and that you're not untouchable. Mike's face drained of color. He realized that this wasn't a confrontation. This was war. The mistress's first lesson, Maya's first strike, was subtle but crushing. She sent anonymous messages, carefully worded, to the mistress. Message: you think you've won? You've stepped into my life, and you will regret every moment you took from me. Within hours, the mistress received the texts on her phone, the tone venomous, precise. Fear replaced confidence. She tried to ignore them, but Maya knew exactly how to break her. Meanwhile, Maya didn't stop there. She began documenting everything Mike had done, the dates, the locations, even the names of women he had seen. Every detail would be useful. Every detail would hurt him. Mike begins to crack. By nightfall, Mike was consumed with guilt. He tried to reconcile, attempted to explain, but Maya remained distant. Her calm demeanor unnerved him. Maya, I can make it right. I can stop seeing her. Stop seeing her? That's not enough, Mike. You've betrayed me, humiliated me, and lied to me. Your actions have consequences, and you're going to feel them. She leaned in close, her voice barely a whisper but cutting. Maya, tonight you sleep alone, and tomorrow the world will know what kind of man you are. The public revelation. Maya's next move was bold. She started leaving subtle hints to Mike's business partners and friends, small details that raised questions about his loyalty, his honesty, and his choices. She didn't reveal everything, but enough to make people curious, suspicious. By the end of the week, rumors began spreading about Mike's infidelity. His reputation, carefully built over years in Lagos, started to tremble. Business partners were hesitant, friends whispered, and the mistress began losing confidence, fearing exposure. Maya's transformation. Through it all, Maya transformed. The woman who once stood trembling in the hotel doorway was gone. She had become precise, strategic, and unrelenting. Anger and heartbreak had fused into a deadly clarity. Maya, to herself, looking in the mirror, you think I'm broken. You think I'll forgive. You're wrong. I will make sure everyone sees what you are and what you've lost. Outside, the streets of Lagos gleamed under the rain-soaked lights, mirroring the storm in Maya's soul. Betrayal had set her on fire, and now there was no stopping her. The morning sun struggled to pierce the thick Lagos clouds, its light barely touching the streets wet from the night's rain. Maya walked through the city, her heels clicking on the pavement, but her mind was elsewhere, focused, strategic, and unrelenting. Mike had woken up to a series of messages that made his stomach churn, hints that Maya had been documenting everything, photographing receipts, tracking movements. The fear in him grew with each notification. Mike, muttering to himself, She can't really be doing this, can she? She was. The mistress crumbles. The mistress, Naomi, a young, ambitious woman who thought she had charm and power on her side, was beginning to realize she had walked into a trap. Anonymous messages had escalated from threats to concrete proofs, photos of hotel receipts, messages, even screenshots of her conversations with Mike. Naomi, shaking, whispering to herself, Maya, she knows everything. She knows everything. What have I done? Fear replaced arrogance, and Naomi found herself avoiding Mike, trying desperately to erase the evidence Maya had subtly leaked to the wrong eyes. But Maya was always 2 steps ahead. Mike faces public pressure. By late afternoon, whispers had turned into confrontation. Mike's business partners began questioning his judgment, his friends avoided him, and even social media started hinting at the scandal. Lagos's social circles were small, and a rumor could destroy a man overnight. Mike, desperate and terrified, finally confronted Maya in their apartment, hoping to appeal to her one last time. Maya, listen to me. I can fix this. Just stop. Don't do anything else. I'll leave her. I swear. Leave her? You think that will erase what's been done? The lies, the betrayal, the humiliation? I didn't mean, don't speak. Don't try to make excuses. That's every word from your mouth is another nail in your coffin. You should have thought about that before you chose her over me. The turning point. Maya decided it was time to escalate. She invited Mike to a private dinner under the guise of reconciliation. The table was set, the candles flickering, the ambiance calm and romantic. Mike walked in, hope in his eyes. Mike, Maya, thank you for agreeing. He froze when he noticed the second chair was empty, a single envelope resting where it should have been. He opened it and his hands trembled. Inside were photographs of him with Naomi, hotel receipts, screenshots, and even a small note. This is only the beginning. Everyone you care about will know what kind of man you really are. Maya, this isn't necessary. Necessary? Oh, it's more than necessary. It's justice. The room felt smaller, the air thick with tension. Mike's shame was palpable, his carefully built reputation crumbling with every second. Maya's dark triumph. By the end of the night, Mike's phone was buzzing with messages from friends, colleagues, and even family. Curious, concerned, and in some cases, accusatory. Naomi had been cornered by friends who had received anonymous tips, leaving her isolated and scared. Maya stood by the window, looking out at the rain-soaked Lagos skyline. She wasn't smiling. Not yet. This was just the middle. Maya, whispering to herself, you wanted to break me. You wanted to humiliate me. Now you will understand what betrayal truly costs. Emotional undercurrent is no longer reactive. She's in control, calculating, and strategic. Mike experiences the first real taste of fear, shame, and isolation. Naomi's fear emphasizes the fragility of betrayal. Power and confidence are temporary when someone knows your secrets. Lagos itself becomes a backdrop of tension, its rainy streets reflecting the storm in Maya's heart. The city of Lagos was alive with whispers. By now, the story of Mike's betrayal had spread across social circles, reaching family, friends, and even business associates. Maya's careful, strategic strikes had turned his world upside down. The man who once held power in his hands now trembled in fear. Mike's public humiliation. Mike arrived at the board meeting expecting normalcy, hoping he could apologize and salvage his reputation. But the moment he stepped in, he noticed the cold stares, the murmurs, the phones pointed subtly in his direction. Board member, Mike, can we talk privately? In the corner of the room, an assistant handed him a folder. Opening it, Mike's heart sank. Inside were photos of him with Naomi, screenshots of messages, and detailed notes about his secret meetings, all documented by Maya. This is impossible. Who? You don't need to ask. It's all here. Care to explain? He had nothing. Every excuse fell flat. His trust was gone, his credibility shattered. Maya's plan had worked perfectly. He was exposed, powerless, and alone. Naomi's descent. Meanwhile, Naomi was frantic. She had tried to contact Mike, tried to justify herself, tried to apologize, but the backlash from friends and colleagues made her feel trapped. Naomi on the phone, panicking. Mike, they're talking about us. This is bad, very bad. What do we do? Mike, I don't know. Maya, she's everywhere. This is my life falling apart. Naomi realized she had not only lost Mike's trust, but also her reputation. Maya's reach had cornered her, leaving no escape. Fear replaced desire, and regret replaced arrogance. Maya's emotional power. Maya watched all of this unfold from her apartment. She didn't gloat. There was no joy in watching destruction. Instead, there was a quiet satisfaction, a sense of justice. Maya to herself, you thought betrayal was harmless. You thought I'd forgive. Now you see, this is the cost of your choices, and we're not done yet. Her gaze fell on the phone, another message to be sent, another secret to reveal. She'd become the architect of consequences, and her mind was already planning the next moves. The tragic turn. The pressure on Mike began affecting his health. Sleepless nights, anxiety, and guilt took a toll. One rainy evening, after yet another confrontation with business partners and family, he collapsed in his apartment. The ambulance arrived too late to prevent his hospitalization. Maya received the news while looking at the Lagos skyline, rain dripping down the window. She felt no joy, only a heavy sense of inevitability. Actions have consequences. Betrayal carries a price. Maya, whispering, voice steady but heavy, "I didn't kill him. He killed the trust, the love, the life we shared." This is only the beginning of understanding. Emotional undercurrents. Maya's revenge is precise and calculated, but she remains emotionally complex. No joy, only justice. Mike's collapse symbolizes the full weight of betrayal, the personal and public cost of his actions. Naomi's fear and isolation show that betrayal affects more than just the primary target. Lagos, rainy and chaotic, mirrors the storm inside all these characters' lives. Maya received the news while looking at the Lagos skyline, rain dripping down the window. She felt no joy, only a heavy sense of inevitability. Actions have consequences. Betrayal carries a price. Maya, whispering, voice steady but heavy, "I didn't kill him. He killed the trust, the love, the life we shared." This is only the beginning of understanding. Emotional undercurrents. Maya's revenge is precise and calculated, but she remains emotionally complex. No joy, only justice. Mike's collapse symbolizes the full weight of betrayal, the personal and public cost of his actions. Naomi's fear and isolation show that betrayal affects more than just the primary target. Lagos, rainy and chaotic, mirrors the storm inside all these characters. The rain had not stopped in Lagos for 3 days. Streets gleamed like molten glass under the dim streetlights, reflecting the turmoil inside every soul touched by betrayal. Maya stood at her apartment window, dark silhouette framed by the rain, thinking about everything: Mike, Naomi, trust lost, love destroyed, and the storm she had created. She didn't feel triumphant. She felt empty. Justice had been served, yes, but at what cost? Mike's reckoning. Mike's hospitalization had left him pale, frail, and broken. The man who once commanded respect in boardrooms now depended on nurses for the simplest tasks. Maya visited him, not to gloat, but to witness the truth of betrayal firsthand. Mike, weakly, eyes full of guilt. "Maya, I see now, I see everything, the pain I caused." "Do you? You see the destruction you left behind, your lies, your selfishness, your betrayal? Look around you, Mike. This is the cost of your choices." Mike's lips quivered. He tried to speak again, but no words were enough. He had lost everything: respect, trust, reputation, and love. "Maya, I didn't do this for revenge, at least not for myself. I did it to show you the weight of betrayal, and now you understand. You feel it, deep inside." Mike bowed his head, tears slipping down his cheeks, shame mingling with helplessness. He had no excuse, no defense. Maya had won the war of truth, but the war of hearts was still unresolved. Naomi's final collapse. Meanwhile, Naomi's life had unraveled completely. The anonymous exposures Maya had carefully orchestrated revealed her manipulation and ambition. Friends abandoned her, colleagues whispered behind her back, and social media buzzed with hints of scandal. Maya decided it was time to confront Naomi directly. She arrived at Naomi's apartment late at night, rain slicking the streets around her. Naomi opened the door, expecting confrontation or perhaps sympathy, but found only a calm, unyielding woman standing there. "Naomi," nervously, "please." "I didn't mean..." Maya, cutting her off. "You didn't mean what? To destroy someone's life? To seduce a married man and think it would go unnoticed?" Naomi tried to retreat, but Maya's presence filled the room like a shadow. "Maya, you think arrogance and charm can shield you from consequences? Think again. You've lost everything: friends, reputation, credibility. And you will remember that the next time you think about taking someone else's life or happiness." Naomi sank to the floor, defeated. For the first time, the mistress realized the full scope of the destruction her choices had caused. Maya turned to leave, her eyes heavy but determined. Maya, whispering as she left, "This isn't just about me. It's about understanding what betrayal truly costs." Maya's inner transformation. Returning home, Maya didn't feel victorious. She felt transformed. The betrayal had changed her, molded her into someone stronger, sharper, more vigilant, but it had also left a scar that would never fully fade. Sitting by the window, she gazed at the rain-soaked streets of Lagos and whispered to herself, "I survived the betrayal, I survived the lies, and now I will survive myself." Her phone buzzed, a message from a friend checking in. Maya smiled faintly. Not happiness, not joy, but life. She had endured, she had reclaimed her power. The emotional resolution, Maya visited her closest family the next day. She didn't speak of Mike or Naomi. She didn't need to. Her presence alone showed she had survived the storm. Maya's sister, embracing her, "You look different, stronger." "Maya, I had to be. Lagos doesn't forgive weakness, and neither do I. But I'm okay now. That's what matters." Maya realized the journey of betrayal had not only revealed the darkness in others, but also the resilience in herself. Pain had forged her into someone unstoppable. Not cruel, not vindictive, but someone who would never allow herself to be broken again. As night fell, Maya stood on a rooftop overlooking Lagos. Neon lights flickered through the misty rain. The city, like her, was both beautiful and unforgiving, filled with shadows but also moments of brilliant light. She took a deep breath, letting the rain wash over her face. It was cleansing, not destructive. She had faced betrayal, heartbreak, and tragedy, and survived. Maya, softly to herself, "Let this be a lesson. Betrayal may strike, lies may hide, and hearts may shatter, but strength, courage, and truth, they endure. I endure." The storm passed. Lagos continued its chaotic rhythm. And Maya? She walked into the future, not broken, not defeated, but reborn. Emotional undercurrents and themes in Part 6. Closure. Through justice, Mike and Naomi face consequences for their betrayal. Maya's transformation, from heartbreak to strategic avenger to empowered survivor. Tragic realism. Revenge is not about joy, it's about restoring balance and personal integrity. Lagos as a character. The city mirrors the character's emotional turbulence. Rain, lights, shadows, chaos. This completes the full 6-part saga, a dark, emotional, betrayal-filled journey of love, revenge, and survival in Lagos. It's cinematic, tragic, and deeply human, ending with Maya's ultimate transformation and closure. Hey everyone, after watching this intense story of betrayal, revenge, and survival, we want to hear from you. What lesson did you take away from Maya's journey? How do you handle betrayal in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you felt the drama, share it with your friends who love emotional stories, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next gripping tale. Your opinion matters. Let's start the conversation.